So back over to PowerPoint for just a moment. The next thing I want to cover is what we call direct editing functionality. And this is the capability to edit featureless parts within SOLIDWORKS. Featureless parts could be from anywhere. They could be neutral files. They could be native CAD files that come in without features. But in any event, what this really comes down to is that inside of SOLIDWORKS, we have the ability to edit, and have for quite some time, parts that do not have any parameters. No sketches, no dimensions. They just happen to be bodies. Now, the way you do this takes many different forms, and the typical way is this button up here that's called Move Face. Now, Move Face is usually shown through the Insert pull-down menu, down to Face, and down to Move. But in this case, what I want to do is take this grill, and we brought this in from, I believe, Unit Graphics, but it really, frankly, doesn't matter in that case. We're going to go ahead and we're going to modify the lengths of these instances here. So to take a look at that, let's just go to a right side view. And I want to select all those faces, which when you do this, a little window select is kind of demo magic in this case. It allows me to window select, but in essence, I've selected all of those faces in line with each other. So you can do that in pretty much any feature within SOLIDWORKS. So now what we're going to do is just go ahead and translate these faces. So from the side view, we're presented with a triad, which we weren't in previous releases. You can either type in the dimension or just go ahead and drag the triad's proper axis. Of course, with any other feature, you're going to get a preview. Now, we don't only have the ability to do a blind end condition, but we can also go up to features. So now you see we have up to surface and offset from surface, as well as up to vertex and body. We'll do body next. We'll turn on this plane, and then that plane's going to end up being the surface we're going to extrude up to. So we've got to fill these two boxes in properly. First one we have is called the from face, and the second is the to face. The from face then is the same as the flat faces that we're translating. Now, anywhere that we have up to surface, we also have its counterpart, which is an offset from surface. And here we're presented with an offset dimension. You can either use Instant 3D to drag that on screen. We can just go ahead and type in the number. We don't need that plane. So let's go ahead and take a look at it from a different direction here. In this case, we're going to go ahead and use the same tools, but we'll do an up to body end condition. So in this case, we'll go ahead and grab this face. And instead of translating at a distance, we'll use the proper end condition up to body. Now, as it translates, it's going to hit this solid body, multi-body part in this case. And it gives us that nice little bird's mouth that you get as two round pipes, like a bike frame or a tube steel frame, come together. You can see that the shape is created. And that's something that we could end mill or use a ream or some sort of laser cutter to go ahead and take care of that. Alright, let's go ahead and zoom out a little bit. Now, we've created history with this, which is one of our really powerful features when it comes to direct editing. It's direct editing, but with feature history involved. Therefore, I can go back and make changes and see how these features were created. I use this frequently on native SOLIDWORKS parts as well as other imported parts. And the key is features like these have patterns. And without regard to feature history or parent-child relationships, you can use these direct editing features to just simply move faces. I don't care how those sweeps were created, but I certainly don't want to upgrade that sweep path if it was a native SOLIDWORKS file. Here, just a simple drag will take care of that. Now, if it happened to be a SOLIDWORKS native part, we'll also go ahead and interact with individual instances of a pattern with these same types of inputs. So if a resulting feature needs to be updated, you can deal with it on a one-to-one basis.